young guys needed a sail. In Hawaii, I couldn't find my Hawaiian, but I could find it at sea, in the wake of the great navigators. We needed to sail, but we didn't have a teacher. 1978, we had tragedy. Hōkūle turned over. Eddie went to, you know the story. But I do want to take a moment to invoke Eddie. He was recognized around the world as the wonderful surfer, biggest waves. So to this day, still credited with, without assistance, without jet ski, he was the most powerful man that caught the biggest wave, where it weighed on his own 50 feet. But what I know about Eddie is that he was a lifeguard that was first stationed at Waimea Bay. The first and only one stationed there because he was so good. And Eddie, and they stopped counting the rescues. Eddie's record was that over 500 times he went out without jet skis, just with his fins, went out to go rescue those who find out how unforgiving the ocean is when you're unprepared. And guess how many he lost? 0. Hōkūle turns over in the Tahiti Channel. There's a surfboard on board. Every cell in Eddie's body needed a safe cruise. But I will tell you, the story's deeper. 2 weeks before the fateful trip in 1978, he and I were at the Honolulu Medical Group, getting our inoculation, trying to see if we have a pulse. Hope we can go. He was so heroic, I couldn't talk to him. But we happened by chance to get in the elevator on the 4th floor of the medical building and going down. I was in that elevator with him, very deeply with him. He was heroic, and he wasn't with me. He was far, far away. And when those doors closed in the elevator, those stainless steel edges, they come together, he was tapping with his hand. Far away, someplace else, deep, deep. The things you talk about more, that we need to get to constantly and take our children. Very deep. The doors open in the lobby, he walks out, he turns around, almost quietly yelling at me. He goes, "Nainoa, I need to sail Hōkūle. I need to go down the road of my ancestors, and I need to pull Tahiti out of the sea. Bring back dignity and honor to our ancestors, and give it to our children." That's the sail plan. That's the sail plan. So when the canoe went over, I was there. The accent back in the sunrise. Imagine if you were out in gale force winds, seas 12 feet high, Hōkūle is upside down. The only thing above the surface of the water is 3 foot of one hull. The other one's submerged. You're fully rigged underwater. Gale force, the winds are so strong that we call it Hōkūle, that it kicks up so much salt, it's like fog on the horizon. You couldn't see Oahu. You could only see the Nainoa, and the top of Honolulu. That's all you could see. And Eddie is there at sunrise talking to the captain. The wind was so strong, you couldn't hear what the second person was sitting on the keel of Hōkūle was talking about. But you knew what he was saying. Let me go. The captain said no. At 10 in the morning, Eddie's back there in front of the captain. Then I see someone tying a knitted bag around his waist. I see someone putting oranges in the bag. I see a bag of poi going inside the bag. I everything in my body, even though I'm nobody. Doesn't feel it's right. I swim out to my hero, hold his arm, and ask him, because I can't tell Eddie what to do. But I asked him, is this the right thing? And he pulled his arm away. And he paddled over these mountains of water. Second or third wave, you see the life jacket come on. We were rescued by a miracle. Following midnight, I was on the first group on the helicopter with the Coast Guard to go to Honolulu International Airport on the southern side on the black tarmac at 2 in the morning, pitch black in the gale. My job was supposed to find out to make sure Eddie made it. Why wouldn't he? How would anybody know we were out there? Any trouble? No escort boat. I was young, didn't know what it is to own your word. Hundreds of cars, media everywhere. Assumed that he made it. Saw this big white van, old van. It's the Icau's van. Go to the door, open it up. Powerful family, powerful Hawaiian. Mom and Pop's Icau were in the van. And I said the words, where's Eddie? I will never forget what it sounds like when a mother wails for their lost son. She cried and she cried. Through the black night on the tarmac at the airport. She cried and she cried, and then it triggered the largest land, air, sea rescue ever. It was organized, Civil Air Patrol, Coast Guard. The Air Guard were making fake training maneuvers to search. And it was chaotic. Fishing boats. Every island had disorganized bands of people looking on the coastline. Maybe he made it to Lanai. Maybe he's in the rocks. 500. We should at least find one, him. And it was Gale. At about 10 days, Pop's Icau calls a press conference. Quiet, humble, powerful Hawaiian. Their home is in the graveyard, called the Chinese graveyard. The press conference is in his old house, wooden house. There are stuffed with cameras and stuffed with microphones and stuffed with people from the newspapers. And Pop's Icau gets up and he says to everybody in Hawaii, you stop. You stop looking for my son. You let him go. Let him be with the sea. The family doesn't want anybody else to get hurt. The reason why I say this story, I didn't plan to do it, but it's what I feel. That Otu, when you deepen us, to the point of what really matters, where it just really matters, what Hikiana really represents. It's like the light in the darkness of the Hawaiian story. Hikianalia is that blue-white giant in space, but it's also this waka. Because my dad understood how dangerous it was. If Hōkūle's legacy was going to be tragedy, the larger society in Hawaii expected that. And some of that society wanted that to hear the canoe. It was tragedy because it was expected, because it was Hawaiian. Because Hawaiians are constantly